Warning: the following video contains disturbing material that may be inappropriate for younger viewers. Parental discretion is advised. For 3 weeks in October 2002, John Allen Muhammad, an ex-U.S. Army sergeant, and John Malvo, a Jamaican teenager Muhammad had adopted as a son, brought terror to the area surrounding Washington, D.C. Known to the media as the Beltway Sniper, Muhammad and Malvo killed at least 14 people and wounded at least 5 more before they were finally captured. Muhammad was definitely the dominant partner in the killings, but his motivation remains obscure. Some believe that, as a covert to Islam, Muhammad may have been carrying out a deliberate terror attack on Washington. By contrast, his ex-wife Mildred believes it is part of an elaborate, if crazy, plot to kill her and gain custody of their 3 children. John Muhammad was born John Allen Williams in Louisiana on December 30th, 1960. His mother died when he was young and his father was absent, so his grandfather and his aunt raised him. Muhammad became an excellent football player, marrying his high school sweetheart, Carol Williams, in 1982. He enlisted in the Army in 1985, training as a mechanic and combat engineer. He was transferred to Germany in 1990, fought in the Gulf War in 1991, returned to the United States the following year, and was given an honorable discharge from the Army. Unconfirmed reports suggest that his discharge was connected with a grenade attack that Muhammad was accused of carrying out on his fellow soldiers. He did not receive specific sniper training while in the Army, but was qualified as an expert with an M16 rifle, a civilian version of which, the Bushmaster 223, would be the weapon he was finally arrested with. After leaving the Army, Muhammad settled in Tacoma in Washington State. By now, he was living with his 3rd wife, Mildred, and their 3 children. Muhammad worked as a car mechanic and started a martial arts school. He converted to the Nation of Islam, changing his name to Muhammad. At this stage, Muhammad appears to have been a well-respected member of the community. Then, things started to go wrong. He was locked in a bitter custody battle with Mildred. He took the children and fled to Antigua in the Caribbean. There he tried to establish himself as a businessman, but ended up helping people to obtain false papers to enter the United States. One of those he helped was a teenage boy called Lee Malvo, originally from Jamaica. When things failed to work out, Muhammad returned to Washington State with his 3 children plus Malvo, whom he claimed was his stepson. Muhammad moved to the town of Bellingham, close to the Canadian border, and attempted to register his children in the school there. At this point, investigators tracked him down and returned the 3 children to their mother, who promptly left the state and went into hiding in Maryland. Muhammad and Malvo, now calling himself John as well, stayed in Bellingham for a while. They lived in a homeless shelter, but Muhammad seemed to have enough money to take regular flights around the states. During this period, the pair carried out their first murder. They intended to kill a friend of Mildred in Tacoma, but accidentally shot the woman's niece instead. In the late summer of 2001, Muhammad and Malvo took a trip to Louisiana, where Muhammad visited relatives. He claimed to be doing well and have a family and business in the Virgin Islands, but his big talk was not believed by the fact that he had not washed or cut his hair. His relatives were worried about him, as well as they might have been. After leaving Louisiana, Muhammad and Malvo bought a car, a blue 1990 Chevrolet Caprice. As they roamed around the states, they were suspected to have committed a whole series of robberies and shootings. 3 in Maryland, 1 in Alabama, 1 in Louisiana, another murder in Atlanta is suspected to be their work as well. By the end of September, the duo may have killed as many as 9 times. However, they increasingly seem to have been carried out for their own sake. Then came the events of October 2002. On the evening of the 2nd of October, a 55-year-old man was shot and killed in the parking lot of a grocery store in Wheaton, Maryland. The next day, 5 more people were shot and killed as they went about their business. 1 mowing the lawn, 1 mailing a package, 1 crossing the street, and 2 filling their cars with gas. None of them knowing that their next breath would be their last. Panic was immediate. What could be more terrifying than a sniper? Few people imagined there were 2 of them, hiding out and taking pot shots at passers-by. deciding on whose life they'll take and who to spare. The next shooting was a woman in Virginia. She survived, but it was now becoming clear that the snipers were circling the Washington suburbs, keeping close to Beltway, the ring road that surrounds the city. 3 more days passed by without a shooting. The duo then shot a 13-year-old boy outside of his school in Boeing, Maryland, leaving a tarot card at the scene. The following day, Baltimore police stopped a vehicle driving erratically. The driver identified himself as John Muhammad. John Melville was also in the car. However, a background check indicated that Muhammad had no outstanding warrants, and tragically, as it turned out, he was allowed to carry on. Over the next 10 days, the pair would kill 3 more times. The whole area was now in a state of emergency. People were afraid to go shopping or fill their cars up with gas. The day after the last killing, the authorities, acting on a phone tip, searched the house in Tacoma, where Melville and Muhammad used to live. Neighbors had complained in January that Muhammad routinely used his backyard for target practice. The authorities issued out a nationwide alert for blue Chevrolet Caprice, and it was announced that an arrest warrant had been issued for Muhammad. Finally, on October 24th, the vehicle was spotted by a motorist at a rest stop. Washington police soon surrounded the car and found Muhammad and Melville sleeping inside. They arrested both of them and found the car had been modified to use as a sniper's hideout. They also found a .223 caliber Bushmaster XM15 rifle in the car. At the trial, both Muhammad and Melville were guilty of murder. On March 9, 2004, Muhammad was sentenced to death and Melville received a sentence of life imprisonment. Muhammad died by lethal injection on November 10, 2009. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment who you think the next serial killer is going to be. And also remember to comment down below anything having to do with the video for a chance to be on a daily shoutout. You can also follow me or reach out to me on Twitter, and I have a Twitch channel that I play some games on. Both will be linked in the description down below. Until next time, guys. Sweet dreams.